Well, I hope you're enjoying Deano's story. I'm going to cut it short so that my intros to his stories are even shorter. Enjoy.
So let's just look at the blueprint here. I have said all along that if my son can be taken, anyone's child can be taken out of their life. And let me just explain what I mean by that. My son was taken on April the 15th, 2022. But right up to April the 15th, 2022, at 10 years old, me and his mother were absolutely best friends. On April the 12th, as I've said in a previous chapter, she sent me a WhatsApp message to let me know that the house that they were meant to move in 7 months ago, that was delayed due to COVID, that's owned by our friend, is now available for them to move into, as I showed on the chapter. I said, fantastic. She's never had a negative message in 10 years. I then spoke to the owner of that house, and they were meant to move in on the 15th of April. On the 13th of April, I got some lads in a van to take all the stuff out of storage. I did a chapter on it 2 chapters ago. And all of that was in 2 vans. And on the 15th of April 2022, I rang her in the morning to let her know I'm on my way over with the lads, and everyone was really excited. She went right along with that. Now this is the blueprint. Anyone watching this video can do exactly this blueprint, and the system will allow you to steal children. Let me tell you the blueprint. You ring the police before anyone gets to your home, because that's what my missus did. Remember that? She rang the police when I was on my way over with the lads in the van, so I haven't even arrived at the property. She has admitted in criminal court that she rang the police because she didn't want an argument. The man that spoke to her on my behalf said, but Mr. Dean wasn't coming over for an argument, he was coming over to move you to your home. She then made an allegation when I was in the flat. Remember, she already knows the police are coming. This is the blueprint. I didn't. I'm sitting there waiting to move to the house. 2 coppers walk in. She then made an allegation, a simple allegation, that I smashed through the door. Now, despite the door being perfect, on hinges, as I've shown in criminal court, the police arrested me because she's made that allegation. Now let's just remember, that allegation has nothing to do with my son. Nothing. I was arrested and I was released at midnight, and these were the bail conditions. For me not to contact the mother, which is standard, so if anyone makes an allegation against you, you'll be released, obviously, but you won't be able to contact that person. But this is the important bit. But for normal child contact to continue. And that was done on the 15th of April 2022. And what people don't understand was she did this in the middle of half term. Now this is the second blueprint you must follow. You then email the school that your son's been at for 7 years, like she did, a simple email. Hi there. And let's just remember, there was no child issue. My bail conditions were, should be seeing my son daily. Yet she wrote this email, totally illegally, removing my son from his private school that said this: hi there, boys will be removed from the school due to a child issue. There was no child issue. She just wrote it. Now the school, in half term, there's no one there. So whoever was there picking up emails took advice on that email. And the advice they were given is, don't tell the father. The school have told me this. So I actually didn't know that my son had been removed until the 3rd of May. But then on the 4th of May, and this is the next blueprint, I received a non-molestation order. So that's what you do. You then apply for a non-molestation order, and that will go to court. Now in my case, as I've told you, as a daddy, I filed 500 pages. They asked me to filter it down to 32. A daddy trying to prove his love for his mother and the son. They asked me to filter it down to 32. I filed it a day late. The non-molestation was awarded. It would have been awarded anyway. It's actually irrelevant whether my paper, because everything she's ever applied for has been done. So anyway, she's now got 6 months. But this is what else she did. She re-schooled my son in Worcester on the 1st of May. So she took 1 of 15. So how, in the middle of half term, if this wasn't premeditated, did my son already have a school place starting on the 1st of May? Now then what you do is you tell that school that if the father rings, he's a lunatic, because that's what happened to me. I had to go to Worcester schools first. I had to prove for 7 days by sending child birth certificate that I was the father, and they then told me what school it was at. I then rang that school, and instantly, I went, "Hi there, my name is Mark, I'm Boyce's father," and instantly they said, "I'm sorry, we can't talk to you on the phone, thank you very much," and terminated my call. Obviously I rang back, because I couldn't understand that. They put me through to the headmistress, who said, "Just so you know, we're not getting involved in this verbally." Just so you know, I then got a call from Worcester Police. "You haven't done anything wrong, but can you email the school?" So I now emailed that school that my son has started as a beautiful father that's been fully involved in his son's education for 7 years. And right up until the end of July, they totally ignored. I sent 15 emails to that school. They never come back to me. Despite telling the police they wanted to deal with it by email, not phone, I did exactly that, and they never come back to me. I then found out that she had reschooled my son at a senior school starting the 2nd of September. I rang the headmaster, as I've explained in the chapter, and he welcomed me to the school. Why wouldn't he? I've been a fantastic father. He then rang her, and this is the next blueprint. As soon as he told her I was welcome, she removed my son. That's the power. Now, between April the 15th, 2022 and September, the bail conditions were I should be speaking to my son daily. So I rang the police multiple times. Third parties are ringing her to get my son to call me, and she's ignoring them. She totally ignored the bail. End of story. The police rang her multiple times, pleaded with her to get the son to ring me for 6 months, and she refused. And do you know what the police's answer to that was? Despite the bail conditions saying normal contact, they said we can't force her to do anything. And this is the blueprint you follow. Now, once a non-molestation was ordered, then what you do is you apply to the courts for control and coercion. You apply for financial control, and you apply for fear. Now, once you apply for those 3 things, you get full legal aid, totally looked after, and worse, CAFCAS then get involved. And despite, in my case, there being no history, no allegations ever made, no police involvement in my entire 10 years, son, the system kicks in the protection for fear. And as long as you stick to that you and that child are totally scared, no one will do anything. They will take away all options for the father. They will go along with you completely, and they will shut down the father. So that's the blueprint. Anyone in the UK, any daddy watching this, you could wake up tomorrow, your children are taken, and they'll follow that blueprint. And the system totally supports that blueprint. They see this blueprint thousands of times a month, and nothing changes. Look at the comments. Thousands and thousands of dads stuck in the system facing the same allegations. Why? Because why wouldn't they face some allegations? The mum gets full legal aid, totally looked after, and the system protects. This is what people forget. As soon as the allegation is made, the system kicks in, regardless of whether you're guilty or not, and then it's years to sort out. So I'm going to say this to the Prime Minister. I'm going to say it to every MP out there, and I don't care if you share this to them. I don't care if you share this to CAFCAS. I don't care if you share this to the family court system. I don't care. This system has stolen my son using a blueprint. If my son can be taken, any human. Imagine Rishi Sunak waking up in the morning and his children are gone and his missus start making fake allegations. I bet he wouldn't face this system. So why have I? So I'm going to put it out there. Share it. I want to expose this. My son has been stolen. using a blueprint, and that's unacceptable.
If you like Deano stories and you want more, and you've got stories of your own that you want told, get in contact and we can sort something out.